Here in this video we shall talk about two of the most famous and notorious Lovecraft creations, Nyarlathotep and Cthulhu. I will start first with Nyarlathotep, also known as the Crawling Chaos, the Black Pharaoh among others. This particular monstrous entity made its first appearance in a short story written in 1920. The author was inspired by one of his terrifying nightmares. Supposedly he wrote this first paragraph of this tale immediately after he woke up from his dream. Here, this creature is shown to have taken the form of an Egyptian pharaoh. Hence, unlike most of the other gods or monsters within the Lovecraft universe, Nyarlathotep can be considered to be the most human-like. Although he's not human, he can manifest himself in a human-like image which people can comprehend. Nyarlathotep acts as a kind of an intermediary between the realms of the outer gods and those, like humans, are the great old ones. Hence, he is also called the messenger of the outer gods. He is a descendant of Azathoth and is classified as a god within the same level as his grandparent. Nyarlathotep has to follow the commands of Azathoth, but he does so unwillingly and with resentment. There is no real affection between the two family members. Also, Nyarlathotep distinguishes himself from Azathoth by being malignant and possessing an intelligence of a functioning kind. The idiot god Azathoth, despite his terrifying nature, does not in any way receive pleasure or even thinks about doing anything. Nyarlathotep gives the impression of being a sadist who enjoys manipulating humans and inflicting pain on them. Among many of his abilities, Nyarlathotep is a shapeshifter who can morph into or mimic any form. For this reason, he is known as a faceless god. He is also able to manipulate reality or the physical universe itself. He can bend the laws of nature to his will. At one point, he caused a great disaster throughout the world where the majority of Earth's landmass is swallowed up by the oceans. His powers cannot be fully measured, but in many stories he has shown himself to be more than formidable. Added to this, Nyarlathotep is immortal. His antics will continue for as long as he chooses, and humans are only his slaves and toys. And on the other hand, we have Cthulhu, who is Lovecraft's most famous creation, and hence the entire mythology is also named after him. Cthulhu is inspired by the writer's own hydrophobia. Nyarlathotep's home is outside the known limits of space, but Cthulhu's abode is Earth itself, specifically R'lyeh, which is at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. He represents that part of the unknown which is closer to us and yet which we have not fully been able to explore. The darkness of the ocean and this creature is representative of the dangerous elements that are closer to us, but which we have only a vague sense of. This malevolent entity is classified as belonging to the rank of the Great Old Ones, and this character first appeared in the Call of Cthulhu, where he is portrayed as a horrifying creature who sleeps under the ocean in the city of R'lyeh. He has a great cult of worshippers who await his liberation. It is believed that once he rises from the depths, he will rule over the earth and cause chaos by stripping men of their sense of right and wrong. Through him, they will learn the euphoria that comes with immorality and take a Dionysian or Bacchanalian revelry in the act of killing. A new holocaust will emerge. Unlike in the case of Nyarlathotep, Lovecraft does give us some definite details about Cthulhu's grotesque form. He is a chimera monster in the sense that his body is composed of parts that are not usually seen as belonging together. His body is a combination of an octopus with tentacles growing from the chin, a dragonfish-like scales, and human parts. He also has a pair of basic and crude wings that kinda look draconian. While many artists and writers since Lovecraft have come up with their own personal visions of what Cthulhu looks like, these elements of his form have more or less stayed the same. Cthulhu's powers are beyond our imagination and understanding. Our knowledge of them is only partial. Cthulhu is certainly immense in size and his strength is vast. He is also telepathic and can sense what is happening in the world around him. He can be considered to be omniscient. He can control people's minds through their dreams. Unlike Nyarlathotep, Cthulhu is also a descendant of the great Azathoth, and hence he is also immortal. Now, coming to the question of who would win in a battle between these two titans. The answer at first seems to be Nyarlathotep. Being that Nyarlathotep is an outer god, his abilities will be far superior to that of a lower ranked god like Cthulhu. Nyarlathotep can metamorphose into any creature far bigger and stronger than Cthulhu. In fact, there are other entities within the mythos who can defeat Cthulhu. And Cthulhu can use humans as his pawn in the battle, but that might not prove to be enough since Nyarlathotep can also do the same. Since both of them are immortal, defeat doesn't mean that either of them must die. Cthulhu's omniscience might enable him to predict the moves of Nyarlathotep, but Nyarlathotep can also do the same. So how can one defeat the other? Unless Cthulhu is aided by an outer god, Nyarlathotep's victory is assured. The only win that the former can manage is when it comes to destroying humanity itself. While Nyarlathotep likes to have mankind as his plaything, and he is having so much fun with them that he might hesitate to destroy them all. Cthulhu, on the other hand, seems to have no reason to spare humans at all. He does not require our existence or for any emotional fulfillment. Hence, in this area, he might be able to claim superiority. Since they can't kill each other, they might as well play games with us. And that's it for today. Do subscribe to be a part of the MindQ family and hit that bell button for regular updates on monster videos. Till the next one, take care fam.